directed by, I forgot to write his name down, but he ended up directing Top Gun Maverick and F1, and written by these two guys who wrote Lost. Tron Legacy. Oh, big one for this movie. Music by Daft Punk.
Yes.
Yeah, so they announced this, and I remember this was like a big deal at the time. People were excited for it, and then it came out, and I forgot to see it.
Oh.
But then I saw it. I rented the DVD from Netflix, Adam. That's a very old sentence now.
Wow. Yeah. You got it delivered in the mailbox. Nice.
Yes. And I ended up watching Tron Legacy. Real quick, I got to pull up my plot description because I forgot to have it pulled up. I restarted my goddamn computer and I lost everything. One second. There.
Okay, while you do that, I'll just wax poetically about the fact that it's called Tron Legacy. And think, is this where Legacy sequel came from, or is this a happy coincidence? Because as I watched Tron Legacy, I'm like, holy shit, this is what all the movies do. Like 10 years later, they all started doing this, where you have the sun come in and go on.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it definitely existed before, but this, I think, kicked off the modern trend of it. Because you could say
but it didn't, because this came out in 2015?
No, this came out in 2010.
Oh, 2010. Yeah, I don't think we got the Legacy thing really seemed to kick off with Halloween.
No. Star Wars. No, Star Wars and Jurassic World.
Yeah, you're right. Force Awakens and Jurassic World, but those came out way after Tron Legacy.
I know, but like, so there's these types of movies have always existed, but then there's always one that does well enough, and then other people want to ride the trend, and it usually takes a few years for that to happen. And I think Tron Legacy is one of them. Funny you mentioned the name Tron Legacy. Let's look at the title sequence.
Cool.
Did you see Legacy anywhere on that title, Adam?
The legacy is the friends we made along the way.
Okay, so
your theory is that this was just supposed to be a reboot, or what?
No, it's definitely a Legacy sequel.
Yeah, okay.
Anyway, Disney presents a high-tech motion picture unlike anything you've ever seen. Well, except for that other time where you saw it. Immerse yourself in the digital world of Tron as celebrated actor Jeff Bridges stars in a revolutionary visual effects adventure beyond imagination. Oh my God, I can't wait to bitch about that. When Flynn, the world's greatest video game creator, sends out a secret signal from an amazing digital realm, his son discovers the clue and embarks on a personal journey to save his long-lost father. With the help of a fearless female warrior, Cora, played by the smoking hot Olivia Wilde, father and son venture through an incredible cyber universe and wage the ultimate battle of good versus evil. Speaking of evil, the evil in this movie is a minor character from the first one, and here was his introduction. Yep, that's the bad guy in this movie. Tron Legacy. So Tron Legacy. I finally watched it on my DVD from Netflix, and as someone who really liked Tron and had wanted a new Tron, I wanted to see what that world looked like in a bigger, like with better effects and everything. And the little teaser they put out for this, because they did a proof of concept for this. I don't know if you ever saw it, where it's like two light cycles fighting each other and the one kills the other guy. And they're like, I thought it was a game. It was really cool. It got me pumped and everything. And then I watched the movie and I went, that was fucking lame. That's not what I wanted. What did you think, Adam?
Again, I watched all three of these movies like 2 weeks ago or whatever. I freaking dug this movie, Tony. I knew we were going to.
This
was going from some janky ass Atari game to a PS10 game. This movie was fucking awesome. I had no expectations. I remember watching it once long ago because I'm like 85 now and thinking, yeah, that was fine. Somehow it got better with age, unlike the original. It's gotten like a fine wine. I just enjoy the taste. And also Olivia Wilde, dear God, anytime the movie's at a lull, she's there to pick me back up again.
I wasn't really watching a lot of stuff with her at the time. I think the only
Yeah.
other thing I saw her in at that time was Cowboys versus
Aliens, mainly because of that shot in the trailer where she's naked. Yeah, yeah. I know where your head's at, Tony.
She was big on House, I think. I think she was a character in House.
That's right. She was on House. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that this visually did what the first movie probably wanted to do, but you know, it's so old. This is just such a beautiful looking movie. The music is top notch here. I love how they modernized it, yet they still have a little respect for the retro look to it. I don't know. I don't have any problems. I love the liquidized look of the laser grid and, you know, the light cycles and how things blow up into like voxels now, but they also have, but the bikes also have like a liquid in them. It's cool. It's well thought out.
Yeah. Yeah. I disagree with almost everything you just said.
Okay.
I actually really don't like the style of this film.
Sure.
But let's talk about Adam, the horrifying Buzz Lightyear looking CGI de-aging face in the room. This was maybe not the first example. I think X-Men Last Stand, and to a lesser degree, X-Men Origins Wolverine tried this first. I think a few movies tried this first. They were going to digitally de-age Jeff Bridges to be Clue. And it wasn't ready yet, and it looked terrible. It's gotten a little bit better here and there, depending on the movie, and it looks terrible. And the one defense I always hear from people is like, it didn't bother me because he's a program inside a computer. And I have two pushbacks on that, Adam. One, no one else in the computer looks like a CGI Buzz Lightyear with hair. And two, they show him in the real world.
Yeah. We're always on the same team.
I can justify the video game stuff for the exact same way. Yeah, he's in the game. He's trying to mirror the original creator, so he looks fake. Whatever, that's fine. But to your point, they do show him in the real world de-age, and that's a terrible moment in the movie. It's like keep him in the shadows. You know,
it looks so they do an okay job at first, and then they get a little too overconfident with
it. Do it. Why does Disney do it every time? It's the same with Rogue One and Grandma Tarkin and Princess Leia at the end. It's like, just show her fucking buns from the back and flip her around.
They get too overconfident. They
cannot help themselves, Tony.
They cannot help themselves. Yeah. So here are some of my issues. Okay.
Yeah, please.
So Adam was dating what's her face, and then I guess he got cucked by Sam, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of mean. And then Sam left. So Adam got cucked, and now he has to raise the guy who cucked him's son. What the fuck? I'm like, that really sucks for Adam. He's not even the CEO of the company. He's just a board member. And I was like, well, things are Adam. You're Adam. Alan. I'm like,
I was like, yeah, I don't remember getting cucked, but maybe. I don't know.
But I'm like,
does a guy that's cucked know he's cucked? So maybe I am.
It depends.
I didn't give a shit about Alan in the first movie because, again, it was so hard to even know he was a character in the film. He was mostly Tron. So anything they did with him, I was like, oh yeah, that's the guy from the first film. Cool, he's in this.
Well, listen, Adam.
Yeah, please.
I was like, okay, Alan in the real world, not doing too well. But I'm sure the titular character Tron's doing good. Nope, he gets attacked and then killed and then turned into a bad guy. So for the whole movie, he's a bad guy, and it's supposed to be a revelation, but also it's like super obvious that Rizzler is Tron. It's because he's wearing the same outfit. We saw it on the toy, and he's got the same exact outfit. Also, he's like cool and can fight good.
I'm sorry, this is a problem you have?
Yeah,
he's a villain for a while, but then he gets good again. It's cool.
I'm glad you mentioned that, Adam. You know, it really annoyed me that Tron didn't get to do cool heroic Tron stuff until the very end. And then at the end, he becomes Tron again.
Whoa. He did cool stuff the whole movie, not heroic stuff. But he did cool stuff the whole movie.
Adam, Tron and Legacy was my Luke Skywalker and Last Jedi. I was like, no, what did you do to my Tron?
What the fuck did Tron do in the first Tron movie? That was so cool to
really
you.
Good.
That was so cool to you watching it recently. Like, whoa.
Remember when he went, whoa. Yeah. And then he went like this. Remember when he went to the old guy program to communicate with Alan in the real world? He got the disc and he went, ah.
And Tony sees him evil in this one, doing like fucking flips all over, like taking guys out with awesome moves. Like, no, not my Tron, not.
And then at the end, they like bring him back, and he's like, "Wow, he's Tron again! Can't wait to see what he does in the third movie."
Yeah.
Anyway, I love the look of the original.
Do you like how they have him like fall down into the water though, and you're like, oh, we'll see you in the next film. However, they bring him back, and then they're just like, yeah, we're not bringing him back. Nope. He died on the way to his home planet.
Yeah, and the issue I have with the visuals, as someone who looked at this and went, "That's really cool. I want to see what that looks like with better effects." And then Adam, I finally get it. And what do we get? What do we get? Some smoke and rocks. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? That doesn't look anything like the grid. And I'm like, I love how you took the farthest wide shot you could possibly find. Out of all the beautiful shots in Tron Legacy, you take the most fucking far away line shot possible. I remember the light cycles with the purple walls.
Background. There's like an equal sign on the back of the wall. This is like some
and I was like
painting shit.
And I was like, what would that look if it was like more 3D and you can move the camera around? That'd be cool. And then they went, no, it's just gonna be some glass with blue lines on it. What the fuck is this? This doesn't look like Tron.
That light cycle scene was so kick-ass in Legacy. They're freaking jumping over, they're doing like loops around. It's awesome.
And Adam,
Tony's like, where's my shitty little crack in the wall effect again? I need that back.
Well, Adam, freaking, again, as someone who loved the artist who worked on the previous film, I love that there was a guy who had a dick for a head.
Yeah.
I was like, I hope we get a guy for a dick for a head, but nope. Instead, we just got a dick head.
Are you disrespecting Bowie right here?
Michael Sheen's impersonation of Bowie.
David Bowie.
So actually, he's one of the things I don't mind because that's when the movie looks weird and wacky, great. And I'm like, no, I want that. I want that. No, it's a little too sleek for me and a little too not colorful.
A little too polished, a little too good on the graphics and the acting and the plot. Everything's a little too good. The
execution is fine. It's the overall design.
Tony, you're the equivalent of some guys that used to know that would go, I'm going to work out, but I don't want to get too big. I'm worried about getting too big.
That's me for the last 3 years. That's why I work out every day, but I fuck up my diet because I don't want to be too big, Adam.
Yeah. I don't want to get too bulky,
I'm already intimidating you with my cool Tron suit. Imagine if I had giant muscles. You wouldn't know what to do.
Honestly, I would have preferred you in Tron Ares than Jared Leto. So anytime you want to jump in there.
I will say, upon re-watching the film, now that I know I was going to be disappointed, I didn't hate it as much as I used to. Okay. The story's fine. I don't like it as much as the first one. It really is the visual style that bothers me. I'm like, I wanted to see updated Tron, not here's a completely different looking world. However, they do kind of imply that the grid wasn't finished yet. And then when Clue took over, he was micromanaging. So maybe it's his fault. It doesn't look as cool as it should.
Well, you get to see the grid back and all its janky ass shit glory in the third movie. So I don't know what you're complaining about.
Let's not skip ahead to like my favorite part of the next movie.
God, your favorite part that they completely botched, by the way, but we'll get there.
We'll get there. There's this new element where when he was building the grid in his new computer underneath the basement, sentient programs came into being. They just materialized.
Midichlorians, baby.
Yeah. So they were like programs that had no program, and Flynn wanted to bring them into the real world to be studied.
Were they the ISOs?
They're called the ISOs.
ISOs, yeah.
And what you call it, Clue, who Flynn created to work in the grid when he wasn't there, didn't like them. So there's a bit of like a religious thing, like the story of Satan rebelling against God. Some versions say that he did it because he was jealous of mankind. There's a little bit of that in there. There's a whole thing of like creator and whatnot. Yeah. So they killed all the ISOs except for Cora because she was the hottest, of course. You got to keep her.
Hottest. As one does.
But Flynn went into hiding because only his disc will bring you into the real world. So Clue's plan is to get the disc and go in the real world. And Flynn, I do like that Flynn's talking to his son. He's just like, yeah, he's a perfectionist and there's nothing more imperfect than our planet. So he'll go nuts and just kill everyone. I don't mind Sam too much. I think that is the problem. I was looking up like reviews from back then, and people weren't too hot on the characters. The guy who plays Sam is fine, I guess. He's not really doing it for me though.
I'd put him on the same level as what's his nuts from the Avatar movies. What's that guy's name?
Oh, Sam Worthington.
Yeah, he's kind of like Sam Worthington. They're just like a face and a body, and they talk, and that's fine. That's it. That's it.
I think right now he's on Tulsa King.
Okay.
The show Tulsa King, and
I haven't seen it, but I heard it was good.
He did knock up Emma Roberts, but then they divorced, and he had a couple DUIs. Maybe that has something to do with the new movie.
I mean,
anyway, the problem with the bad guy's plan, Adam.
Yeah. What? Please.
Problem with the bad guy's plan, right? Okay. Yeah, he's using the disc to go in the real world. And Clue is like, all right, let's put the disc on my spaceship and let's fly into the real world. Does he not know that he's going to come out of a laser in a tiny basement and it's just going to destroy the computer he's currently living in?
I don't know if he thought that far ahead. I think it was more or less, I got to get out of here.
I feel like Flynn should have been like, hey, if you're going to do this plan, go one at a time. You're going to show up in a basement and destroy the computer you're living in.
I don't know if they had a lot of time to even have a conversation. He's fighting Clue. There's a whole thing going on.
So that's another problem with me. I'm just like, yeah, let's just destroy that building and then they'll be fine. Like this plan isn't going to work at all.
Just to clarify, you had no issues following the plot of the first Tron, but this one, you're like, I got a lot of beef with this. The first movie makes perfect sense, but this one,
makes sense. MCP was going to break into government buildings and probably take over their nukes. I don't think they were hooked up to a computer at that point, but still.
Hey, did you like the callback to the slow-moving door when the vault opens up?
Yeah, I did like that. Yeah, I did like that. Upon rewatching it, I actually thought it was okay. It's not what I really wanted, mostly visually, but it works for the most part. I used to really, really not like this movie, but I guess I'm just less jaded in my older years.
Have you been on the Tron ride at Disney?
No, I haven't, but that's of this also becoming a cult film because it did ever when it came out. It wasn't like a super big hit. But it did have a pretty loyal fan base. And again, it grew over time. They did a animated series that was supposed to be both movies. I didn't watch it. Did you ever watch any of that?
No, it's animation that's for children. I don't watch those
obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously. Now let's get back to talk about this Disney movie.
But that was somewhat animated.
Yes.
Well, the first one.
So then they did the light cycle race, so now it's like an established thing there. So it became like a big thing after the fact. But one thing everyone loved at the time was the Daft Punk soundtrack.
Yes.
Even me, a negative Nancy who went Tron Legacy sucked. I would go, but the Daft Punk music was pretty damn good, and I listened to it all the time.
Yeah.
My favorite thing, Adam, was the D-Res music video by Daft Punk because it looks like classic Tron.
Oh, that's cool. I haven't seen that.
Oh, dude, you got to watch it. Yeah, they get on a light cycle. Someone's riding a robot horse. And this is what I wanted. I wanted to see Tron, but with better 3D and graphics.
Yeah, right.
And it looked cool as hell. But I don't know. I think it's okay now. Now. I wish it was better. I wish it was better.
It's easily the best of the Tron. It's easily the best of the Tron movies, but every one of them I say, I wish this was better.
Adam, how could you say that? We haven't talked about Ares yet.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. Yeah, let's get
sorry.
Clearly the best of the bunch.
Jumping the gun here. But yeah, like I said, people were really into it and they wanted to make a sequel to this one.
Okay.
And it took a really long time. They definitely set up stuff in this to be to come back later on in another film. It ends with Cora's in the real world. Flynn dies assimilating with Clue, and that grid is presumably destroyed. So now there's an ISO in the real world, and oh, cool. Sam, the legacy, he's supposed to take over the company, but he doesn't want to do it. And at the end, after all he's learned, he's like, you know what? I will get my father's company. And I'll make things right.
I'll see you in the sequel, guys.
Ways you could go.
Yeah.
See you in the sequel. So many ways you could go. They even sprinkled in the bad guy from the first one's son, played by Cillian Murphy, Dillinger Jr. So yeah, if you did like the movie, you'd be like, I gotta see Tron 3. when does Tron 3 come out? The answer is not for a while. Not for
No,
a
the
very
answer
long
is the answer is never, because we didn't get Tron 3. We got Tron Ares, which has virtually nothing to do with the second movie.
Oh, it reluctantly has to follow the second movie. But yes, that brings us to Tron Ares.